Welcome back to the FC Alert update. This is, I guess, part 2 for today. We're trying to do 2 videos a day for you guys to keep you guys informed on the market. What's happening right now is there's a lot of volatility, as you can see on this chart. This is the market watch. And so we're going to start off by going through the market, and then we're going to be, or I get the full market and give you guys a brief overview of what's happening. We're going to dive into some concepts on trading, giving you guys some ideas on where the market's going to go. Now, the best way to do this is don't go for a specific card, but take the card that you have specifically and think about where this fits with the information that we're going to talk about today. We're going to be doing this, try to do this every single day. I am currently live. And then after this, we do some small budget trading for new traders. So if you guys are brand new to trading, you guys need help with 50K, 100K type of stuff, come by the live stream. I step you guys through that process and get you guys going with the John Simmons method and some other simple straight styles. Now, the guys that know what to do, bid battles is way to be the most profitable. Let's step on in and get into this right away. But before we do that, guys, check out FCalert.ai. This is our trading portfolio where you can get alerts to your phone telling you what to buy or like when your prices have gone up or gone down. This tool is 100% free and you can get it. Just go to FCalert.ai. Now, if you guys want the AI trade tracker, this will be coming out October 1st. So you will get a integrated app as well with your actual web app where it will come up and pop up and populate to you and tell you guys what the price is, what you should be buying, if it suggests the sale. That is going to be early release hopefully in the next couple days as we finish tying that up. So if you guys are interested in getting a free portfolio trade tracker, go to the FCalert.ai on the web, and then download the notification app. The app is just simply a notification. But let's go ahead and get into this. So right now, where the market is we've kind of seen this bear market a little bit. Now, what I actually see, though, is I see this spot here, and we just broke here. So if you're tuning in right now, we just broke a support line, and we found a new one. Now, it was looking like we were going up for a little bit, and we were gonna converge like right here. But at that point of convergence, it doesn't look like the community's behind it psychologically. So it looks like we're going down for a little bit of time. However, the way I'm looking at the information, the way I'm reading it, is it's all a distribution of coins. My community on Twitch here, so if you guys are here, we're doing this live on Twitch at twitch.tv/JohnSims. You guys can see that link in the below. But the thing about it is, I've asked my community if they're liquid or if they are leveraged. And almost everybody's saying they're liquid. So when people are liquid, that means you have coins to buy. That means there's going to be a lot of buyers just sitting in the shadows. And so when you see stuff like this, that means that a lot of people had their coins out of the market. Now, if you missed this opportunity, that's okay. That's like at Konate at like 55K, okay? Konate was trading at like 55K. This is that point, like right there at 50K or so. What you're seeing on the daily averages is you're going to see the average start to rise, I believe, in a psychological over the market consistently. Now, there's a reason why. So if you're worried about all, there are some cards that are not going to rise. So let's kind of step you through this thought process. So, of course, you're seeing all these top losers. Now, what do we see that is in comparison to some of these big top, like I'm talking the big money, right? Look at this. 63% off of Diego Maradona, 50%. That means he was trading at like 8 million. So if somebody actually bought that card at 8 million, that means that somebody has 8 million coins liquid to buy, right? Same thing with Ronaldinho, same thing with Zidane, same thing with Cruyff. All these cards, all these big money cards are coming in, and this is all of like the super high-end meta market, right? So we have all this super high-end meta market coming down on, and we're going to get a lot of liquidity. Now, the second this starts to kind of flatline, that will kind of tell you where the distribution of that player market cap is, right? So like this is kind of the peak of that player card. And so you may not see it hit over 5 again, maybe at all. But realistically, it's probably going to pull down to this point right here at like 4.2. So it's like 4.7, 4.2. It's going to bounce between 4.4, 4.5, and maybe converge. And if it breaks, it goes down. If it pops, it'll go up to like 5. But I don't see a huge return on like the super high-end stuff unless we go and we do some analysis from the past, as that it can be the best predictor. So if we go Diego Maradona, we're going to look at his 95 card from last season. And so his 95 card was max 4.4, and I haven't looked at this, guys. I have not looked at this, and just went straight down. So what does that tell us? That tells us the people that pack this, they're not going to want to play with this card. They're going to want to sell it, and they're going to want to get something like an Iniesta card, a fun card. And that's why you're seeing this card go up 11%. So you're seeing the distribution of wealth from all these huge cards going to be redistributed downward. So the general community is not going to be able to really buy and buy as much as they want. The trading community will, and the people that pack a lot. So it just depends on the weight of the packs to see where this is going to go. But ultimately, what's happening is a distribution of wealth from the top, and we're basically really understanding where the market's actually at. Because what happens is when all of these rare cards come out, there's no actual set value. What is the price? It's simply what somebody is willing to pay for it. And if nobody's willing to pay for a card of Mia Hamm at 8 million, 11 million, then when they could get like a Ronaldinho or a Zlatan, then there's no point for it, right? So I personally would probably get Zlatan because I was like my favorite player. But the thing about it is, and that's why you see like Zlatan starting to rise a little bit. But here's where we go into this. So the distribution is going to trickle down. If you look at this, that's why Iniesta is rising here. He's starting to find that recovery. So you can see he found a bounce, and then he's going to go right up there. He'll probably go up to 1.5. And if he goes from 1.5, maybe he should pull and push further. And so you can kind of see this line converging directly with the actual market, almost like spot on. There's the dip from today, and then it goes into like that spot right there. So like, if we match this with the direct actual market here, it's literally like the exact same. And then there's that spot. So right here, we're finding that zone. And I think we're going to start seeing a bullish trend, especially with people liquid. So cards like Iniesta, I'm bullish. Now, a card like Salah, this is something I'm also bullish. As you can see, it just raised a little bit, is what I think it raised, unless I just read that wrong. But basically, you're seeing this. And then there's a big move on the support. So you're going to see this come in. So what happens is people sell their Ronaldinhos. And what do? They build their teams. And who are they buying? Are they buying, if they have a 5 million coin card, are they going to go put it all into Mbappe? Probably not. They're going to go and distribute it into like a card like Salah. They're going to go distribute it into like a squad similar to, let's see, like something like this, right? They're going to buy something like this. And that's why you're seeing some of this stuff starting to recover faster or hold value a little bit more. Sorry, not these guys right here. But basically, you're going to see some of these style of cards start to rise. So when we see this type of stuff going up, where do we want to distribute the wealth? Well, it depends on really where you're at in the market and how many coins you have. Because you can kind of see some of this stuff like Sophia Wilson, for some reason, is absolutely super expensive at 450K. Unless there's, and also, guys, the full meta really hasn't come out yet. So we are going to be understanding. So she's up 10% here. So you can see this. And she's been floating really consistent market. That's a very standard market there for her. But you're seeing that with like Florian Wirtz here, right around that 300K. And it's basically what's happening is there hasn't been too much movement. Here's an update right here, just slightly here. It's getting close. And so people want to buy, man. They want to go up. But a lot of people are just like trying to hold it down a little bit. So depending on where that goes, we're going to see either a break or a push. And I think it will start to push because everybody's liquid. I think there's going to be a moment where people are waiting for that deal. And so it totally depends on if the psychology behind the market says deal or no deal. Does that make sense? So if we get to a point where there's no deal, then you're going to just see the market start to shoot up. But if we see a deal, you're going to see the market go down, if that makes sense. So in that sense, you're also seeing that with every single player aspect. By the way, you're in the live stream right there. But you're going to see 170K here. You're going to see all this type of stuff start to pull, and you kind of see the percentages very close in the effects as you go up and down these trends. You're going to see those values kind of go up and down as you continue to move in through that market set. So with like a card like Doku here, we're at 32%, and you can see that at 25. So as the more the pack is, the more that weight's going to be. But what I believe is going to happen here is you're going to see like a card like this come up faster first, and then you're going to start seeing a card like Nico go next, and then you're going to, or like a Isaac, a Nico, then a Gravenberch start to pull up later. So depending on, and then finally you're going to see like a Marmouche. Now Marmouche is so popular that he might actually move with the big boys. But some of these kind of concepts, it's just the pack weight depending on it. And so now I want to look at into hero market before we get out of here. So it looks like it just pulled up a little bit. Heroes and icons are going to be something that a lot of people want to buy early. And so we're going to basically, you can kind of see how everybody's on this market is going to be very similar and very in that same tune position. And so you're going to see this market move. And so you're seeing these icons, heroes starting to find recovery first. So these are some of my, what I call my key indicator catalysts here. And so like a Rui Costa here, extremely solid, better stats than I would say than Verts actually. But the only thing is the FC Pro community is going to want Verts for eliminating the icon or the hero part. Best goalkeeper here. I like to always look at the best goalkeeper. Best goalkeeper can kind of give you a dictation of the like a total market, because typically people buy goalkeepers last. And so like if you think of like the full meta market, if the full meta market starts to buy the goalkeeper, that means that you're going to start seeing a bull period after that. That's typically the case. My favorite player, Frank Rijkaard, he's up and down. So a lot of people do or don't like him. If you pack him, you're probably not going to play with him, but he's got to get put into a lot of squads because he's like one of 4 cards that have like a CDM or I guess center mid holding plus with all these stats, intercept plus. He's actually pretty meta, and his pace didn't change at all from last year, which pace is kind of a big deal this year, or not as big of a deal. And so his pace staying that high makes a huge difference. So looks like Bergkamp's also an indicator, striker, cheap icon that's going to have a lot of good stuff. So you have striker and cam positions that have good stats. So you're going to see all this type of stuff start to pull at first. Bergkamp's going to be after like a Rijkaard, and a Rijkaard's going to be after like a Van der Sar. So ultimately, that's going to be the general concept. The market's going to be kind of basically getting pulled up slowly, and you're going to see the big stuff go first, and you're going to see stuff underneath that pull. It's very common. It's very standard. So it just totally depends on the psychology of the market. If that moment, that big move, that deal comes or not. Does that make sense? So if the supply outweighs the demand and then it breaks, we're going to see a big deal opportunity. That's going to be your deal opportunity. Some people may be waiting for best squad battles to find that deal. I don't think it will come. I think there will be a bull movement before the squad battles, and that'll just be a psychological moment, very similar to like actual analysis and stock. So that's it for today. Hopefully you guys find this video. Make sure you guys come to my live stream, ask me your questions, and we'll see you guys in the next FC Alert updates tomorrow, where I think we're going to do 2 of these a day, before open market and post market. Until next time, guys, don't forget to like the video because that helps us help you. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.